Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about compost because the other day I just had 10 tons delivered, and I want to talk a little bit about that, how I use it and distribute it in the garden, but also a little bit about why I don't make my own. I've got many good explanations, so stay tuned. This wonderful pile was delivered the other day, and it's free, but I pay to have it delivered. So it's the transportation that's costing me money. It's not too bad. This is free compost made from garden waste in Jutland, and it is like not super composted, so it's a bit hairy, but that's actually how I like it, because I think if it's too finely composted, it's sometimes really hard for water to seep through. So this makes it easier for moisture to get into the soil or into the compost. I mean, this is delicious for days. And I have different projects. It will go on my vegetable garden. It will go on some new garden beds projects I will tell you about in a different video. And then, as maybe you can see over here, I also fed my roses some. And that's quite lovely, just to feed some of the plants that need it. And just building soil everywhere where I can put a wheelbarrow full of compost. This is only 10 tons. Last year I had 17 tons, and it was a bit rough because I also had 7 tons of horse manure to distribute in the garden. So this year I've decided to have half a vacation this spring, so only 10 tons. And also I have a bit of horse manure that I picked up from my neighbor. I mean, this is my second love. Next to compost, I have horse manure. And as we have very heavy clay soil, I'm finding that horse manure is actually really good in terms of bringing especially if it has quite a lot of straw in it, it's good. It gives a good texture to the soil when it blends with the clay. This is really heavy and very wet, and this means that, and it's half composted. This has been sitting at my neighbor's for about a year, and it's delicious stuff, but it's also quite compact. So it means that in some places it's actually it's delicious poop, but it's anaerobic compostation, and the plants actually don't like that so much. So I'm thinking that having a mixture of this sort of hairy compost and this quite compact horse manure will bring about amazing lushness and fertility in the soil. And I'm just so pleased to be able to find this resource just around the corner. And the neighbor is so nice that he has a tractor and he puts it on my trailer. So it's no work, I just have to distribute it from here. So some permaculturists will probably think that you should make your own compost, and I would totally agree, because there are of course some problems. I don't know exactly where this comes from. It could be gardens that are using maybe some kind of poison. I don't know. I hope not. But it's such a lot of work to make good compost, also because I have to make heat composting, because I have a lot of seeds in my organic material. So if I just let it compost and then put it on my beds, I will have loads of weeds and a lot of work. So this has been heat composted, and this means that I will hardly have any kind of seeds or weeds growing from this kind of compost. That's one benefit. Of course, I don't know where I got it from, but I mean, let me show you my compost heap, because of course nothing organic leaves this this place. So I'm keeping all my organic material from the garden, things I cut, things I weed, and I put it in a huge heap. And this is growing every year. And of course it's slowly composting. It's not like I'm not building soil from that, all that material, but it's not, I don't turn it, I don't really work it, also because my feeling is that lots of insects and bees and grubs and beetles and whatever beings live in there and winter in there. So I proudly present my compost heap. As you can see, I've been removing a lot of dead materials from the garden. So this time of year it grows to be this high once I'm done, and then it slowly decomposes. But it's really kind of lovely. I know that, I mean, all these hollow stalks could be a home for a beetle or a bee or something else. And I know that it's composting in here, and underneath, of course, it's, I mean, probably you can see how this is half composted. So I'm actually making good soil, but this is not, maybe it's hot inside, but it's not really, I'm not getting all the seeds heated up so that they won't sprout if I put it out in the garden. And if you look at this giant pile, think about how many hours it would take me to turn that, to make that heating, composting going on. I mean, just thinking about it makes me want to take a nap. It's just like, I can't be bothered. So that's why I'm so happy to order this wonderful compost. It's, other people would cut the cake differently, meaning that they would use their energy differently, but this is how I manage the garden. And yeah, that's how it is. I've only got these 2 guns, but and I'm not using it to turn this compost heap. Anyway, that's it. I'll tell you more about the garden projects in a later video. Thanks for watching. See you later.